Hey, what's going on YouTube? Storm here with another video today talking about the release of the full Clash Rebellions card list. Now, as you guys know, I typically don't like to do news until, especially with set lists, because I like to see the full official list and be able to give my full opinion, because until we have the full list, just about everything is speculation. Now, as far as what I've seen from the list, my initial reaction is that Konami is really troubling us with the short printed commons. We'll get to that, and I might even have a video topic on this, like whole short printing from we're getting from Konami. But anyway, let's get to the main thing. So as far as so the first couple cards are some normal, some vanilla and vanilla pendulum support, with including the promo card, and then these are, if you don't know what these magician cards are, you probably recognize them from the OCG names, which are Creation Magician. This is Destruction Magician, the level 7 one, and this is Creation Magician. These are the cards that Yugioh uses in the anime to summon Adai's Rebellion Dragon. And for some reason, they decided to give them a Chinese-related name. Not really sure why, but they decided, this is the same TCG that gave us Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, so I'm kind of not surprised. A couple of new Performance Pal cards, and really Performance Pals to me are unplayable and really as a deck until they get Pendulum Wizard, so we don't have that yet, so I'm not going to talk a lot about that. Super Heavy Samurai Blowtorch. I've not read the card. I haven't really kept up a lot with Super Heavy Samurais since they got their new support in X Challengers and Cross Souls, so I don't know what the card does. Opera the Melodious Diva. I believe this is the one that is like a massive beater. Like, you can normal summon it. It just can't, and it's 2300, but it can't attack the turn it's summoned. Tam Tam, I think, is a poly searcher, but I've got no idea. And also, Fluffle Mouse is a super rare in the set, but my issue with Fluffle Mouse is I don't think the card is that great. I think it doesn't add too much to what the Fluffles already have. It's a cute card, and they made it, but it's really not that great. I mean, if Fluffles had a card like that Performapal Cast Change card, sort of like a Magic Mallet type card where you could shuffle all the Fluffles into your deck and drop cards +1, it'd be better, but without that, it's not. Also, we have the first few DDD cards are coming out in this set, so I don't know. I didn't see any of the Covenant cards in the deck in this set list, so we are getting the first wave of DDD cards. So all you people complaining that we haven't gotten them yet, hold your horses. We're getting them. Crystal Rose is also in this set. That's the new Gem Knight. You can use it in Gem Knights, but it's also a Melodious card as well. It's sort of like a theme Elemental Hero Prisma. A few new Raid Raptor cards, and also all the Performamage cards are commons, which is something a lot of us were probably concerned about when we were seeing all the Clownblade decks in the OCG, but even though I think the deck is still good without Chain was that initial combo card the deck needed. The good news is that if you're trying to build Clownblade or some form of the deck, all the cards are common, and it's also, if Chicken Game FTK becomes, relevant, Performamages are a very good meta call. Also, some of the new Red Eye support cards, two of them in particular, two of the ones you probably need to play at multiples. Blackstone Legend is the new Lone Fire Blossom for the deck. It is a secret rare, I'm sorry. And Black Flare Dragon is one of the new Gemini's, so that's the good news is Black Metal Dragon. I think this is the equip one is a common, so that's at least some good news. The new Summon Skull Gemini is also super, and I think this is another one of the new support cards for Red Eyes, Keeper of the Shrine. And this new Luster Pendulum, the Draco Slayer card, is a super rare. I would suggest if you see these, they'll be pretty budgetary, and especially when we get some of the new Draco Slayer cards in Dimension of Chaos, this card is probably going to go up a bit. Recommend picking them up. And now we're getting down to a few of the Ignite cards. The good news, for those of you out there building Ignites, with the exception of two of them, all of the main Ignite monsters are supers and ultras. There's only one super and one ultra. So the good news is you should be able to build Ignites on a reasonable budget. The Templar I believe, was Dragonov in the OCG. It's a level 4, and you pretty much play 3. So that card might be a bit expensive, but, now we're getting to some of the idiotic rarity upgrades. Aroma Mage Jasmine is upgraded to a secret rare, which it bothers me to a really high extent. In my build, I don't even think she is kind of a 3-of. You need 2 at least minimum, but I feel like it's just a silly rarity upgrade. Cagna is a common, so it's not unreasonable. Rosemary is a definite 3 of, and she's an ultra rare, and it's just obnoxious. Bergamot is probably a 2 of, at least in my personal Arrow Mage build, so at least, Bergamot is a rare. Arumajar, I don't even play it, so it's a common, and most people won't run it anyways. Now, in terms of the Infernoid support, if you're concerned about the rarities in the Infernoid support, have no fear. Decatron and I think the new Fusion spell are both supers. It's somewhere down here. I think I don't remember where I saw it, but it's down there. And the good news is that Decatron is a super rare, and so is the new Fusion spell. It's the new Fusion is actually an ultra or ulti, so because it comes in 2 different rarities, it won't be, in my opinion, won't be as expensive. So that's the good news. This new Birds card is a new worm type tuner monster. I'll have to read more about it to judge it. I think Magical Abductor is a new pendulum monster that's actually not pretty interesting. I haven't found a ton of uses for it, but it's a pretty decent card. And yet another rarity upgrade. Archfeed Eccentric. If you don't know what this card does, it's basically like, it's a really cool card because it's an MST when it's in the Pendulum Zone and by destroying itself, and it pops monster. It's an exiled force while it's on the field. It's a 3 of in a lot of Magic Spectre builds, and Konami upgraded it to a secret rare, which was obnoxious. Toon Cyber Dragon is a rare, so good news for you Toon players. But for Toons, you're already spending a ton already on some of the cards. We're getting our first Despot Pendulum monster in this set as a common. Now, here's where we get to the short printed trolling. Retaliating C is the new, it's a new cockroach or C card. Basically, you chain it to when a spell card is activated that would summon a monster, meaning Shadow Fusion, Necrosmear. You summon it from your hand, and it becomes a Macrocosmos for the field. Cats are being obnoxiously loud and running around. Sorry about that. And unfortunately for you guys, it is a short print common. And if you remember the Vanity's Emptiness being $40, if short printed commons become high in demand, short printed commons are sometimes harder to pull than ultras or secret rares. It's pretty ridiculous. Depending on how short printed of a common it is, it could be very, very expensive. So there's one other short printed card that I think is kind of hilarious. Also, we're getting our second new DDD card. This is their fusion monster. This is the one that actually reverses all the burn damage you take into healing damage. So like the cool thing I do with this card when I play DDDs is I'm playing against Red Eyes with that XYZ they have. I'll make this, and every time I activate a card effect, I'll heal myself instead of taking damage. It's kind of funny. And also, we're getting one of the new Gem Knight support cards that I think this is one of the new fusions. This is the Archfiend Black Skull Dragon is the brand new fusion monster they created. I'm sorry, it's an ultra ulti rare. Pretty much a theme from this. Most of the new Red Eyes stuff is high rarity. Sorry guys. Like I said about Infernoid Tierra, good news is it's an ultra and ulti, so if you Infernoid players are looking to get the new cards, they shouldn't be too expensive. I don't think they'll be too expensive, especially because one of the ones you need, Decatron, is a super rare. This new Ignite Neister Promise, if you don't know what this card is, it's basically what you usually synchro into with the Draco Slayer level 4 Pendulum monster, and it's really, really good because it destroys a Pendulum monster card or a card in the Pendulum Zone you control, then spins a card in the field without targeting. And the key card is without targeting. And it can target any card in the field. It's like Zolgigos. I'm really loving the card in testing so far. And as probably most of us expected, the Ghost Rare has been confirmed to be Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon. I don't see Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon being that expensive on release because it's a lot difficult with the current cards we will have when Clash launches. It's really difficult to summon properly. Now, when we get the structure deck, it's going to be a lot easier to summon, and we get some of the cards like Insight Magician and the cards we will be missing. It's going to be a lot easier to summon. So, without Insight Magician, Rebellion Dragon is pretty difficult to get out, without on a consistent basis. But I don't think so. You guys out there who want your Rebellion Dragons, I recommend probably picking them up around launch. I don't see the card being too expensive around launch. Our third DDD card, this is the rank 5 for the DDD archetype that can stack on top of a DDD monster. It's also generic from what I remember reading. So I don't know if I would play it, over something like Volcasaurus or, your traditional rank 5s, but it's there. And the last Perform Mage card is only a rare, Trapeze Magician, the main boss monster of the archetype. Even in Clownblade, I make it pretty regularly, and it's a rare, so good news. And then more good news for you guys who are looking to build Clownblade and make it work even without chain. Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon is it's one of the new rank 7s, and if you guys don't think rank 7s are going to be relevant, we're getting all this new Odd Eyes support, so they are. It's a secret and ultimate rare, so it's probably going to be pretty expensive on launch. Good news is at least it comes in 2 rarities. Brilliant, and we get Pianissimo. I haven't really read the card. But we're getting that. Brilliant Fusion is one of the new. I think it's that new Gem Knight support card, the new fusion spell. So you guys, when wanting to get it, you're getting it now. Red Eyes Fusion and Cards of Redstone are both. Cards of Redstone is like the kind of like broken Cards of Consonance for Red Eyes. They're both hollows. Like I said, it's a theme here. Good news for you guys looking to pick up Arrow Mages and Ignites. Both field spells are commons. So that's good news for you guys because both decks, I play 3 in my Ignite, 3 Phoenix in my Ignite build, and I play 3 Garden. So you guys looking to build those decks, it's good news at least as your field spells are commons. Void Imagination, this is the new fusion spell that brings out Tierra. It's a super rare, like I said, good news. Mistaken Arrest is kind of like the new a bit hyped up Mistake variant. It's probably going to be about $20 on release because it's a secret rare and it'll kind of stabilize around $10. Now, this is what I was talking about where Konami is trolling us. Chicken Game is people said it was a common. Good news for you guys, it's a short print common. And the thing about Chicken Game is I think a lot of people are telling me it's going to replace Upstart Goblin. And the thing is about Chicken Game is forget about the FTK. It's a good new generic draw card. And I could see, depending on how low it's short printed, it could be a $40. It could be a minimum $20, if not $40, double that card, because that's where Emptiness topped out at. It could be. I think it's a very Konami thing to do to short print a card that people are going to want to get their hands on, and especially when a lot of decks are going to run it at 3. So if you guys were worried a bit about Chicken Game FTK, at events, it's a short printed common, so it may not be as much of a problem as we thought. The only common Red Eye, one of the few common Red Eyes cards is the Trap card that was, I think it came in the Cross Souls Super Edition, so it's kind of expected to get them common. Ignite Burst is a rare, but I don't play it in my Ignite deck. It can only be used during your main phase. That's why it's not good. Human Wind and Dry Winds. Dried Winds. I kind of want to check the card which one it is for myself. Dried Wind is the super. So what that means is that I don't play Dried Winds in my Arrow Mage build. Human Winds is the one you need to be playing at 3, I think. So I think that it's a good thing Human Winds is a common. And Storming Mirror Force is probably going to be that's probably the biggest chase card from this deck because it's basically a Mirror Force that bounces everything. And especially when we've got all these new XYZs that activate in the graveyard no matter how they get there, it's a pretty good thing to have a card like this that just returns them all to the extra deck. So I think it's going to be probably the biggest chase card from the set. It's a secret rare, and depending on the pull ratios, it could be a $20 card pretty easily. So that's that. Extra Buck is this new kind of like, and then we're getting Balance of Judgment. It's a new kind of like just stupid like card. It's more chain burn support. Great. We don't need more than that. More of that. Extra Buck is this new kind of like. It's sort of like, it's basically a draw card for Pendulums, and it's sort of, think of it, every time a card returns to the extra deck, you get a counter. It's sort of like a Jar of Greed or it's like a Shard of Greed for Pendulums. And now we're getting to some of the Cosmo cards. So, two of the Cosmo cards are hollow. Farm Girl, which she's a 3 of, I think, in the builds I've seen. Good Witch, it's also, I think she's a 3 of as well, and she's a super rare. Probably kind of expected this, and to be honest, you guys out there who are concerned about rarity actually means Konami's going to prioritize it. If you look at what they didn't do with UAs, where they were all commons and stuff. So, and now we've got and the last 10 cards are basically a bunch of OCG imports. We're getting Silver Claws, Absorb Fusion, I think it's an ultra rare. Solid Tiger, and a few other, and then I think the first Synchro Monster that Yugioh uses in the anime, so we're getting a bunch of new of that. So what's not here? You might have not noticed. There is no DD. There is no DDD. There is no UA stuff in here. So that probably means it's come to the end of UA getting more support. I'm not totally shocked because if you look at Konami's history on TCG archetypes, it's pretty obvious what rarity usually determines what they prioritize. And all all UA cards are common or rare. That kind of tells you how little they prioritize the archetype. That being said, as it stands, the archetype has gotten its final legs of support, and I think it's actually reasonably viable now, which is good. They gave it enough support, but I still feel like the deck needs another level 4. We shouldn't have to run. UA players should not need to run Assault Halberd instead of like the archetype specific level 4. So in summary, I think I'm a little not entirely shocked to not see any more. I'm not entirely shocked to not see more UA support. I kind of expected it when they announced Cosmos. I kind of saw that coming, and actually I'm still pretty stoked for the set. And those of you worried, and I'm kind of annoyed at the two short prints in the set, but we don't know until the box size actually get open how short printed Retaliating C and Chicken Game will be. We don't know yet, but they're there, so the short prints are there. So anyway, guys, I'd like to thank you for watching this video today. Really appreciate it when people watch my videos. Tune in on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. And if you like what you saw from this video, please subscribe. This is Storm signing